Hey, it's Age here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for S&P 500. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios the price may take and explain why I prefer one counter over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Overall, on higher time frame, we're just looking at this leg for today, starting from around the end of March. This would be this main scenario that I've presented, in which again we have an ABC into W, ABC into X, and now looking for that ABC into wave Y. As we were talking yesterday and the days before, saying that we had a possibility of this doing something like this, it looks to be starting to do that. So in here, in this wave A, we would have this as a 5-wave sequence, again creating an A wave and then looking for a 3-wave pullback, and then into that C wave to complete the wave Y that we had on higher time frame as a target. Now before that wave Y starts, or sorry, the wave C starts for the wave Y, we need to get this structure done. Overall, what I have here is a possibility of doing something like this. The 0.618 is the minimum extension that we need to see for this structure to go to, as mentioned before. And for this, we have a couple of different ideas as well. Overall, let's take a look at the bearish one first, in which we have this first leg here as an A, B, and C. At this point again, we would be looking this overall as some kind of a W, as we did have this as a 3-way move. The other scenario is indeed that we had this complete the wave B here already, and then we would look downwards this structure as a wave 1. Now I've said many times that this does not look like a wave or 5-way structure, so saying this as to be a wave 1 is very unlikely to me. As we are approaching this invalidation point around the $39.50, we can see that we have already retraced around 78% of this possible first leg. However, this is again not my main counter saying that I don't like this as a 5-way move. Instead, this to me looks like 3 waves, and on the bullish scenario, we have this as 3 waves. Again, invalidation up here, so we can still have some kind of chance to turn down, but again, to me it is unlikely. This structure in here overall is very tricky. To me, this looks like more like a 5-3-5. If we are not looking too detailed into the substructures and stay on these higher time frames, even 15 minutes still looks like that we have this as a first leg of some kind of pullback here into the 38.2, and then another possible 5 legs upwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So at least I would be expecting one more high here. This would fit the idea here of this 0.618, but overall I definitely would want to see us take out these highs, so we would invalidate this whole 1-2 idea here. So instead we would have this as a 3-way move or some sorts. Okay. The bullish idea overall is more bullish. In here, we would have this as an A wave, or a wave 1 into wave 2 or wave B, and then looking for that last leg. So this is my main count at the moment, and I'm expecting this wave B to be somewhere here. Depending on how you want to be looking at this first structure here, with whether it is going to be an A wave or that 3-way that we had on the bear scenario, we are looking at some kind of 3 and 3 in the bearish scenario. In this one, we are looking this as a 5-3-5, which means a zigzag or the more bullish impulse wave structure. But again, that is not my main at the moment. When am I going to be thinking that as the main? When we are starting to take out these highs over here, which again, we can't have this as an A wave anymore. So yeah, it would have to climb pretty high all the way around the, let's see, $41.90 area, and at only that place I would be turning overall more bullish, with this most likely being a wave 1, 2. Okay. Before that, however, I'm still remaining this A, B, and C idea of something like this. 1-to-1 is around $4,050 area, and yeah, that is one of the main targets. Again, I really don't like the inner structure here. If we are saying that wave B ended here, we have this as a 1, ABC into wave 2, and then we would have this as a, again, third wave coming up higher. I had this labeled something like this yesterday. I really don't like this as the third wave, just because we don't have that supported on RSI. So I'm still thinking that we could have this structure as a 1-2. Very sideways structure here would most likely be the wave 2 here, and then we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the third, and then fourth, very swift motion for that wave 4. And yeah, that would kind of make sense, right? Then we would have alteration between this one. We had this large or expanding flat here as well, or expanded flat. So on the micro scale, we would also expect a zigzag. Both of these are a bit upwards down. That's why I was not really expecting this kind of structure. Overall, usually we have a structure like this in the wave 2, but again, we can't really have 5 waves in here. So yeah, ABC has to be. What else? Yeah, these are the main targets. We can see that wave 3 is already getting kind of expanded or extended here. So we would not be expecting any extension on the wave 5 after we have placed that wave 4 down. Of course, as I mentioned, it could be something like this, and this would be only the third of, the fifth here, and this would be the third of sub-micro. Again, wave 4 would be still within the same overall structure that we had here. But we'll see what happens overall. It is not very clear. I would more prefer the Bitcoin scenarios that I have. So those seem to be a bit more clear at the moment. So I'm using multiple scenarios, multiple different charts to see the overall wave structures. And you probably should do that as well if you have not started to do so. But yeah, this is pretty much the main idea at the moment that I'm looking at. If you have other accounts and you would like to share those, there's a link to my Discord server in the description of the video. Also, if you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate all the likes as well. But for now, I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video. Bye bye.